Welcome to the Abyss. We're back playing more Slay the Spire, and today I wanted to make a special video that I've been thinking about making for a little while now, and I thought that this would be a great way to say thank you for getting me over 10 subscribers. I started this channel just because I wanted to learn how to edit videos, and I like playing video games. I never expected anybody to watch or like or comment or subscribe. So as a thank you for anybody who decided to do that, I wanted to put this video together. So basically what I want to show you is maybe you are sick of the Spire kicking your butt and you want to reverse the roles and kick the Spire's butt instead. I'm going to show you how you can do that. And what I want to show you first is a couple things that you can click in custom mode to make a really crazy run. And then I'm going to show you a file where I've already done this, and I'll show you basically what you want to look for and how you can basically break this game over your knee. I would recommend either Ironclad or Silent for this. I like Silent because of the starting relic, but depending on what modifiers you want to choose, there are definitely many ways you can do this. I'm just going to show you the one that I figured out because it's preposterously easy. So this is going to be an endless run. So we want to click on endless mode. And I would recommend clicking on sealed deck just so you can pick from a decent selection of cards to start your deck with, and you don't have to start with a basic starting deck. And then beyond that, you can really do anything you want. But what I'm showing off is I clicked on, so I wanted to play as Silent for the starting relic. So I clicked on red cards because my strategy is going to be based on mostly Ironclad cards, which you'll see. And then I also click on Heirloom because you're not going to get a starting bonus. So I figure why not start one relic into the relic pool. And the last thing I enabled is Flight. And I'm going to talk more about why I enabled Flight later on, but it definitely makes this easier to set up. It might take you a few tries to get a run like this together, but these are the only options I clicked on. And you can do as many or as few of them as you want. You could do this without anything other than endless enabled if you really wanted to. But yeah, so now I'm going to switch profiles to a run that I have that's ongoing, that's been ongoing for quite a while, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about here. Alright, we're back, and we're on my alternate profile, aptly named Endless, and I'm going to continue a run that has been going, I think I've done 10 loops around now. Might actually be more than that. So this is the beginning. As you can see, I have a pretty crazy relic bar in addition to a lot of money and fairies that are never going to get used. I'll just scroll through. I think I'm on the third row of relics here by now. But there are a few relics that you want to keep your eyes out for. Yeah, I haven't even completed this one yet, so it's not that crazy. But what is crazy is how broken this deck is. It's only 6 cards, and as you can see, the enemies scale in endless mode because they don't want you to just perpetually beat the game. But I've created a deck that actually scales faster than the game does. So we're going to get our 3 Pride Curses, which you get at the start of every run from now on. I think that starts in loop like 3 maybe? I'm pretty sure it's loop 3 where you start getting Pride Curses. But I have the relic Peace Pipe here, which allows me to toke at it allows me to remove cards at rest sites. So that's one really easy way to mitigate the curses. You can also look for the Smiling Mask relic, which is going to make removals cheaper at shops, although as you can see it's not super necessary. Yeah, and I have Flight, so I can hop around whatever path I want to. But this is a deck. What I have here, you can see my 3 Pride Curses, which we're going to be toking shortly because we want to get rid of them before we start our next loop. But this is my whole deck. I have 1 Ritual Dagger, which does 2,480 damage right now, and I have 4 copies of Exhume. So what I do is I play the Ritual Dagger, get a kill, that increases the damage on the dagger. Then I exhume the Ritual Dagger, get a kill on the next enemy. So the reason I have 4 copies of Exhume is because there's never a battle with more than 5 enemies. So you can, at most, scale your Ritual Dagger 25 damage each fight. And I'm not going to take any cards here. I look at the card rewards in case there's another copy of Exhume, which I only want as protection against an Act 3 event, the Falling event in particular, which can force you to lose one of your cards and will break your deck. But as you can see, no matter how much health these enemies have, they stand no chance against my Ritual Dagger. And every time I get a kill with it, it's just gonna do more and more damage. You also might have noticed I have a Searing Blow in my deck. That is totally unnecessary. I keep it just so I have something to upgrade at fires. You can see right now my Searing Blow is plus 60. Does this is with Pen Nib active, so it does like 2,000 damage. And in case you've never seen this, it's pretty funny. The Searing Blow animation actually gets bigger the higher you scale the Searing Blow. You can see it's a very fiery attack. But yeah, I'm just looking for copies of Exhume. I'm probably not going to take any cards. We're going to go to a shop here, spend some of my 7,000 gold to remove one of these curses because I don't want them added in. I could buy these relics. I have no reason to. I just want to see the money number get as big as possible. And after a certain point, elites don't give you relics as rewards anymore, so it's not really worth going to an elite. So I'm just going to toke my other 2 curses here, get the deck back down to the 6 cards that it needs to be. So we have no more pride. And now I just want to take as many combats. This is actually the best combat you're going to see here because I can scale my Ritual Dagger 5 times here. So I just kill the first slime, exhume my dagger, kill the second slime, exhume my dagger again, and just keep doing that. The damage of the dagger is just going to keep increasing infinitely. And you can see the enemies have a lot more health because I'm on my 10th run through now. But it doesn't matter how much health the enemies have. I'm always going to scale faster than they are. You can see these elites, 240 HP each. That's pretty scary. But with a Ritual Dagger that does this much, not threatening at all. I'm pretty sure it's impossible to lose with this deck. And, you know, I have the consistency from the Silent Starting Relic, so I always draw these 6 cards. I could actually have a couple more cards. And if you get Bag of Preparation, then you don't even really need to be silent. You could easily do this as Ironclad if you wanted to. I just wanted to make it a little easier on myself. Plus, you know, candidly, I just like the silent as a character. I like playing silent, so I wanted to do it that way. Could go to a shop here if I wanted to. There's no real reason to. Yeah, basically, I don't even have Smiling Mask on this run. I've done it before with Smiling Mask, which obviously, if you just want to see the amount of money go up faster, then you're going to want that so you don't have to waste money removing cards. But it's really not necessary. I would say either get Smiling Mask or Peace Pipe. One or the other is fine. You don't necessarily need both. But basically what you want to do is when you start your Endless run, I would just go play through the end of Act 2. And once you get to Act 2, you're going to use the Flight ability that I enabled to... Here, let's fight an elite. Why not? Kill Gremlin Knob. Show that you don't get any rewards from him. Well, you don't get a relic. After round 2 or 3, I think you stop getting relics. But yeah, what you want to do is you want to go play through Act 2. I'm going to upgrade here. Make the Searing Blow plus 61, which does 2,086 damage. Which I don't even need. I just keep it so I have something to upgrade. Because you're forced to go to 3 fires every run. Kill the slime there. And there are still no copies of Exhume, which is the only card I really want to take. I could take these relics. I don't want them. They do nothing for me. They actively make my deck worse. But yeah, as I was saying, so on your first run through, what I would suggest is just play through the end of Act 2, use the flight to take as many events as possible, and if you don't see Ritual Dagger, just reset, start a new run. Because you could see that the Searing Blow is actually catching up in damage to Ritual Dagger. This takes a really long time, though. As you can see, it's already plus 61. The Ritual Dagger actually scales a lot faster at the beginning. But once you get to, you know, plus 100 on your Searing Blow, it will far surpass the damage that the dagger does. And then you don't even really need the dagger anymore. With the caveat of it is easier just being able to exhume the dagger than it is having to redraw the Searing Blow. But you could do the similar thing with holograms on defect, I suppose. There are other ways to get the Searing Blow back into your deck. I just like the dagger because it's pretty straightforward and it just scales very consistently. And yeah, I mean, I'm just going through this as a formality right now. You could see it's not the most exciting thing in the world. There's literally nothing stopping me. Every combat is just kill the enemies and move on. But I'm pretty sure the game will never catch up to this scaling. So if this is something you're interested in, I don't know, it's not the most interesting thing in the world. Here, let's take an upgrade. Smith my Searing Blow. Because why not? Make the numbers as big as possible. Yeah, there's really not anything stopping you from getting this together. I would recommend enabling flight. Not only does it make removing the curses easier at the start of every run, but you really want to watch out for events in Act 3 and never take any if possible, because Act 3 has the falling event, which can, you know, force you to lose a card. And, you know, I would lose a copy of Exhume. It would be annoying. It's not the end of the world. It's not going to break my run. But if it happened several times before I could find a new copy of Exhume, it would eventually break the run, because you wouldn't be able to get the Ritual Dagger back. So it's just like a safety measure. It's not super necessary. But yeah, as you can see, my dagger just keeps getting stronger, way faster than the enemies do. I don't even really need to be looking at these card rewards. Here, let's take an elite. Just get my money higher. And basically, the only limiting factor on this is going to be your patience, because the enemies aren't stopping you. I don't think you'd have to misclick horrendously for a misclick to stop you. I don't know what possibly could stop you. And yeah, I think I've done this once in the past where I actually had my Searing Blow like plus 100 something. It gets ridiculous. I don't think the animation ever gets any bigger than I have it right now. But the dagger's just more fun to me because it scales every time you kill something. Who wouldn't love that? So you're hoping for multi-enemy fights. No exhumes showing up. We'll take our Searing Blow upgrade, which, yeah, I said before, it will eventually surpass the damage of your Ritual Dagger, but in the early going, the Ritual Dagger scales so much faster. It takes a while. Like, your Searing Blow won't be broken enough to just destroy the game like this, unless you get it really early on. These relics, I'm just not taking them. Not interested. I don't need any more relics. I have all the relics I need. So yeah, we're going to avoid events like the Plague in Act 3. And I really suggest the enabling flight just as a safeguard against that. Because you could theoretically, like even with flight, I think it's possible that there could be a floor of the Spire where all of the possible nodes are events. And then you're forced into an event, and if you get falling, you're going to lose one of your cards. And you really need these exhumes. I mean, you don't need 4, technically, because even in a 5 enemy combat, I could just, you know, kill the last enemy with Searing Blow instead. But I like to scale my dagger as much as possible. And this way, if I do lose an exhume, it's not run breaking, you know? It's not the end of the world. So, this is, I don't know if this was intended. They definitely scale the enemies, like they don't want you to win forever. But, I mean, as if this tiny little run through hasn't showed it off enough already, I really don't think this is losable from this game state. So, yeah, as long as you get a decent way to remove cards, I mean, it'll take you a few run-throughs to, you know, get enough copies of Exhume. Or, you know, with Sealed Deck, you can start with Searing Blow. You can just keep resetting until you get a Searing Blow offered. That's totally reasonable. I usually just start with, like, just a regular silent build. You know, get some shivs or something that deals a lot of damage. Anything to help keep you going. Another thing you want to be careful of in the early going is you don't want to go to shops too much, because once you see a relic offered in a shop, you will never see it again. In fact, I can show you real quick. There's a relic that I have at the end of my bar here called the Circlet. Yeah, right here. You can see I have 4 stacks of this Circlet. This will only start appearing once you have exhausted a relic pool. So you'll get to a point where all they sell you at shops are Circlets. And it does nothing. It will stack infinitely. You can get as many Circlets as you want. It doesn't do anything. It's just kind of like a placeholder for, you know, in case you decided to break the game like this. But yeah, just as long as you get like a reliable way to remove your curses every run. Because once I beat this boss here, we'll get sent back to the beginning and it will give me 3 more copies of Pride. But as long as I can toke them or, you know, Smiling Mask to get rid of them, you're perfectly fine. Nothing can stop you. Other relics I would look out for, obviously Bag of Preparation is really good for consistency, because if you don't have Bag of Preparation, you could theoretically not draw your Ritual Dagger turn 1 and, you know, take a shitload of damage. Like, I have Runic Dome right now, so you can't see how much damage these enemies are doing to me. It's a lot. Like, if I were to actually take a hit from something, it would probably kill me, even though I have 319 HP. I'm pretty sure most attacks will one-shot me at this point, but that's not an issue because I'm never going to take an attack to anything. You just kill everything with your Ritual Dagger and move on. And yeah, we're not getting very much Exhume luck this run. Here, let's let the Searing Blow get caught up a little bit. Nice Searing Blow 66. Why not? I am actually getting close to the point where Searing Blow is going to surpass Ritual Dagger, because every upgrade on Searing Blow gives you 1 more point of damage than the previous upgrade did. So obviously at that rate, it's like I will surpass the point where I'm getting way more scaling on the Searing Blow. But yeah, it's not as fun to me. I would rather scale by killing things. I'm sure there are lots of other ways you could do this too. I haven't even thought of. I've seen people do like infinite runs where they end up with like, you know, 20 copies of Omniscience on Watcher and just like double everything in their deck until everything's dead. I'm sure there's a lot of crazy ways you could break the game like this. This is just the one I thought of, and it's really fun to me. Although, honestly, I haven't played this in a while, and I probably won't come back to it anytime soon, because it's just kind of mindless. Yeah, like, the only limit to this is your own patience, essentially. There's nothing stopping me from continuing this forever, making the, you know, getting 5 digits, 6 digits of gold. Like, there's literally nothing stopping me. I could get 5 digits of Ritual Dagger damage eventually. But it's just, you know, it's not the most exciting thing in the world. Look, we get a rare turn 2 here. That's fun. Doesn't matter, but it's a thing that happened. So, I think I touched on everything. No Exhumes this run. I guess I could take a Nightmare. Nightmare my Ritual Dagger, except then the Nightmared copies won't scale the dagger, so that's kind of pointless. But yeah, I think that's everything I want to talk on. You can get this started for yourself if you so choose. And yeah, thank you for anybody who watched, liked, subscribed, commented on any of my videos. And maybe let me know in the comments what broken things have you thought of to break this endless mode. Yeah, I guess that's all I wanted to say. So thanks again. I will see you next episode.